Well, as Nepal slowly returns to normalcy after deadly protests that claimed over 70 lives, police have now intensified efforts to identify those who were responsible for the violence over there. Authorities, in fact, have now received nearly 30,000 emails from citizens containing videos and photos documenting arson, looting and attacks on public buildings. This massive influx of digital evidence submitted under a police appeal that guaranteed sender anonymity is expected to aid investigations and help bring perpetrators to justice. And now this crackdown has triggered a digital retreat among many protesters, especially younger residents, who are deleting or in fact deactivating social media accounts to avoid being tracked or being linked to the unrest that transpired in Nepal a couple of days ago. The fear of being linked to the unrest has changed everyday routines for many youngsters who are now even hesitant to come out of their homes. The looted valuables, including weapons seized from police stations and widespread destruction across the country, officials vow strict action and are assessing the full extent of damages. Meanwhile, citizens call for justice and swift rebuilding after widespread vandalism. So that's the latest coming in from Nepal. As we are looking at normalcy slowly and steadily coming back to the neighborhood state of Nepal, where just a couple of days ago we saw massive vandalization, massive protests, the Gen Z revolution as they termed it as. Police is now on the route to make the course correction. They are on the route to crack down on those who were responsible not for the protest but for the vandalization during the protests. Who broke those buildings, who burned the hotels, who damaged the infrastructure, that is what the police is now trying to find. And they have been provided with plethora of digital evidence, that too from a source that maintained anonymity. My colleague Ishita Mitra is joining us live on the broadcast to provide us more context. Ishita, the very digital platform was used to spread out the fire for Gen Z revolution in Nepal. Now we are looking at the very same digital platform being used to provide evidence to nab those who were responsible for, bringing the infrastructure, the development down as far as Nepal's condition is concerned.
Right, actually, this was a protest which was spearheaded by youngsters, the Gen Z, and it was carried out on social media. And now this has essentially resulted in what is happening. Now, police in Nepal urged people to put out the evidence, digital evidence in terms of footage from the protest and the arson and the looting that took place, to share that with an anonymity clause. So now they've put in about 30,000 emails to show the footage of protests, and now police is cracking down on those people who, under the guise of being a protester, looted valuable materials. Imagine when this protest were taking place and Gen Z was trying to bring out a revolution, a democratic revolution as they call it. There were a lot of anti-social elements who, under the guise of being a protester, looted valuable materials from banks, from police stations. They looted weapons from supermarkets, from jewelry shops. So, and now what they're doing is they're essentially selling all of these in a parallel black market. So what police is now doing in Nepal, they're cracking down on that small parallel economy that these protesters are now running, and therefore we are witnessing a digital retreat where young protesters who were spearheading the protests are now deleting their social media accounts, they're deactivating it. They're essentially trying to remove any of the digital footprints that they had on social media with regard to these demonstrations.
Right. Also, Ishita, if I could ask you, since we've been, given to understand that now the profiles are just vanishing at a rapid, pace by the very youngsters who were very active on social media, how exactly the police is now trying to nab them if the profiles no longer exist?
Well, first what the police has done, they've urged public to come out and share their footage that they have of the digital protests and digital evidence that they have. And now they've received about 30,000 emails. So out of those footage, they're now trying to scan and track down these people. Even if their social media profiles wipe out, they still have evidence of them protesting and carrying out these looting and, taking part in the arson. So through those digital evidence, in fact, they can still track down these youngsters who took part in the protests and were part of these anti-social activities in the guise of protests. Of course, their digital footprint would not be, visible as of now when they're deleting their profiles, but they will be able to track down these protesters from there, in fact, being visible in the videos.